welcome y'all back to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet, because you know what me and my sister do, but mostly woke perspective. So listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show weekdays on Island TV, or just download the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hey sis, hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. Yeah, so as we are, what is this, the third? No, this is the second month in 2025.
Yeah, second month, second week.
Right? Time is going fast. You
Yeah.
know, we just quantum jumping all over the place. But yeah. But it's good to be here. It's good to be back. I missed you.
Yeah. I heard you guys had some snow in Florida.
Lies.
You did. There was some snow in Florida somewhere out there, Tampa or something.
Oh, well, not where I'm at, because it's been 87 degrees here, okay?
Blah, blah, blah. No, we have snow. We
got some snow. Toes out, okay?
We got some more coming.
I heard. Y'all just getting dumped on. Like, yeah.
You know what? I have learned to embrace all seasons that I've known all my life. So I'm ready for it. I got sweater weather. I got summer weather. I got gear for everything. So
I know you do. I do know that you are ready. No matter what the weather is, you're gonna be ready. I do know this part about you.
Shaking my head. Like, don't ask about what kind of coats I got in my coat closet. Don't worry about it.
Or in your dishwasher. Tell it.
Listen, see, there you go. Tell my business. I told my business one time. You just can't let it go.
I couldn't believe it.
Just so you know, I recently emptied out the dishwasher so we can finally use it.
Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah, I got rid of some stuff. It's like, these are cute shoes, but I haven't worn them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as you didn't turn on the dishwasher and ruin your shoes that you was storing.
Well, that's what I got scared of, because I saw the husband peek into the dishwasher as if he was gonna load it. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, you know what? Abort plan, abort mission. I was like, take this stuff out just in case. I don't know. Trying to be slick. So yeah, I was like, let me just get ahead of the game,
Got it. All right. So look, we got a lot to cover. A lot has happened.
Oh my God.
Everything. So what do we call this episode?
We are calling this episode, let me get my bunny ear quotations up. The right time for the wrong guy.
But the wrong guy.
How you like them apples? The right time, but the wrong guy. Okay. All right.
So yes, get to it.
Okay. So, first of all, for right time, wrong guy, I want to highlight this young lady who has been bubbling and percolating all over social media. She's in Pakistan now. She's a New Yorker, but she's claiming to be from Pakistan. I'm from Pakistan now. And I don't want to say her name wrong. Onijah Andrew Robinson, or is it Onijah Andrew Robinson?
She says Onijah.
Onijah. Okay. So she was, supposed to go to Pakistan and marry a 19-year-old man named Naidal Ahmad Miman. I think that's how, say his name. And she was rejected by him and his family, and she became a viral sensation because now she's refusing to leave Pakistan. And she's so New York. When she's talking, she's like, y'all gonna give me my lands. Y'all gonna give me my land. Y'all gonna clean up these streets, clean up these apartment buildings. And she wants, she has given herself ransom money. Y'all gonna give me $10K to $20K. She keeps going up.
She wants $100,000 so she could get into real estate with her. So the backstory on this chick, I gotta give it to her. She went all the way to Pakistan sound like she's from Queens.
She's brave.
Yeah, so that's one. She's got 4 kids. She's 33 years old. She's got 4 kids. So it sounds like, from what I understand, she used this filter. She was talking to this dude in Pakistan, this 19-year-old Meman. And she was using a filter that made her look like Nicki Minaj. So she goes over there. I guess she was like, well, all I need to do is do my eyebrows and pick them off and pluck them. And she went over there because they were supposed to get married. Because he thought he was getting him
Nicki Minaj.
He was getting him a Nicki Minaj, and he got him an Onijah. So she left her kids at home, and she
Mm.
was there with full intent to get married to Memon. But it's not. From what I understand, his family, when they seen this older woman coming from a foreign woman, they
Mm-hmm.
packed up their house and they moved.
Mm.
And moved with him. Took their son and they moved. And then she came and she found where they was at. And she came outside and she held a press conference out in front of his apartment, in front of the family's house.
Yo. And wait, and then I saw, news reporters around her, and she's like, I'm over here staying, and this is my team. Yes, this is my team. So it's like a police officer, it's a doctor, it's a nurse, it's a security guard. This is my team, and I'm staying with her, and she's taking care of me. Like, people are stepping in. But I will say she's brave, because from what I know, women are submissive over there, and you can get stoned. So I'm giving her all types of bravery stripes. Like, I'm a New Yorker. Like, I carry a Glock. Like, I wish you would. but then I'm thinking, like, there was a young lady, this almost 2 summers ago, that she's like stuck in Dubai because she was talking crazy at the airport, and she's still incarcerated over there.
Yeah, and I remember that one. The girl that I think she touched somebody, or like, you know what I'm
She
saying, like
just
something
something
very.
got loud with security or something. Either way,
So
she's
no,
not free.
Onaja, get your 40 acres and a mule over there in Pakistan if that's what you're going to do. She
If
is
she
now she's
To
in
do real
Dubai.
estate,
Would you say?
to do real estate,
Yeah. So her family is saying that she suffers from bipolar disorder. Her son
do it.
has spoken up.
Sorry,
You said what?
I said I knew it. So sorry. I
Yeah.
knew it was something,
So
something.
yeah, she has a little something. She's a little touched possibly, but you know what? I commend her bravery, and it seemed like they treating her all right. They
Yes.
in front of the microphone, and she over here demanding. She said, because it stinks over here. Whatever she was saying, she was like, it's dirty over here. Y'all need cabs. Y'all need.
Yeah, you need pools in your, facilities. Y'all need to clean this up. But I must say, like, it's really one of those, like, ignorance is bliss. So she's stepping in here with like a bravery that is like untouched, like something even probably women are looking at her like, oh my God, like it's unbelievable, and she's almost like the voice of the people in some way, I'm sure. And I'm sure they pissed off she's there, but her bravery is unmatched. Like, I'm gonna give her that. And it's also like the law of attraction, and it's like she's practicing The Secret, because one thing she did take her ass on over there. Real talk. She probably been claiming it. Like, I'm going there. Like, she been claiming it, and she's there. And
Yep.
she's on some Trump shit.
You
You
can
know what I'm
believe
saying?
it. You can achieve it. She went
She's
over
just
there.
saying it, and it's gonna be like, I don't care what people are. And yeah, she's on some. I'm gonna say she's on her Donald Trump. She's just laying down her laws, however she want to do it, ring around the rosy. And I wouldn't be surprised if she get half of her stuff done by the summertime. Hello,
He thinks
real
she go.
estate, real estate.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love this. I love this for her. I mean, the story's going to continue, so we will be watching Onija. Go ahead and get your reparations over in
This is,
Pakistan.
I'm like, who is she? What? And telling them they got to give her money. Like, it's that part that's cracking me up. Like, but then I said to
A
myself, you know
hundred thousand.
what?
She said $5,000 every month.
Every month, and then it's
They're
just
gonna
kind of
get.
like, but why? Like, why do you think they owe that to you? So if it's like, let's say, some sense of like bipolar, you just like off your meds, I'm still gonna give her props. Like, good for you. That's how you do
Mhm.
it. That's how you get it done.
Yep.
Good for
and,
you.
and get the streets cleaned up while you.
Yeah, if she gets it done, girl, yeah, then you know what, that worked out for you. Watch out, cause here I come. What's that medication commercial? Ginzobi. Mm-hmm.
I
One of
love
them bipolar meds. Get it done, girl. Anyway,
it.
speaking of getting it done, did you see the Super Bowl? Did you watch the
Absolutely.
game?
Absolutely. I did. Absolutely. I was, went to a Super Bowl party. Got a chance to watch this. I,
Okay.
I liked it. I think it was, of course, everybody is talking about it because there was so many hidden meanings behind Kendrick Lamar's performance.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give it an 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5. What do you think?
I gave it a 7.5. However, the Philadelphia Eagles, going against the longtime winners, being, I mean, they were wiped out. So
Oh,
I'm
that
only
was unreal how that
that
happened.
let's just
That
we
was
just talk about
crazy.
how they were at zero, like it was 0,
Yep,
16,
yep,
0,
for
20
three
up until
on
like the third quarter. And I
third
was like,
quarter.
and I'm not, the biggest football fan. I can keep up just enough. But I was like, hold on a minute, what's going on here? Like I done ate about 4 chicken wings and ain't nothing moved on that scoreboard. Like, what is going on? And I just thought, you know what, they had to be humbled, because it's just like with comedy, like just because you had a great set last night, you know what I'm saying? You got to come in there with the same humble nerves
Mhm.
tomorrow, because you don't know. You don't know. There's a bombing right around the corner. You don't know.
Right? That
So
was that.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that, and
That was something I couldn't
they
believe
got
that. Like,
wiped.
what happened?
They got wiped
So
out.
the
Yeah.
Philly Eagles, like they go hard. Like Philadelphia Eagles fans is probably. I went to an Eagles game some years
Hmm.
ago
Hmm.
in Philly, and they are, to me, like I can't even explain how wild they
Dedicated.
are.
They're so
Like it's
dedicated.
crazy. That's why their stadium has a jail underneath the underneath the stadium.
Shut up. It does.
Yes, like a holding cell, because they're wild like that. They be wild for the night. So can you imagine?
Oh man.
Can you imagine? So yeah,
Oh,
definitely. That was a crazy game to watch. It
right.
yeah. So I
That,
see.
yeah.
So
So the
what did
performance was good.
yeah? So
It,
okay. So yeah, but
uh,
for Kendrick Lamar.
mm,
So
mm,
you and I have talked about it, a couple times. So let's just kind of
okay.
frame it, because I'm not the biggest fan of Kendrick Lamar. I've never been. I appreciate what he is contributing
Yeah.
to to hip hop, to the rap game. Yeah. But am I like the biggest fan? And no, not really. However, after this performance, um I have a newfound respect for him, but a watchful eye, because I'm wondering what is he going to do with the everybody paying attention. So what is he going to do with it? It remains to be seen.
Yeah. And well, what remains to be seen is those bootcut jeans he had on.
Oh God, I hate.
So I mean,
So those was like hate it or love it. I hate it. I did not
I
like
was like,
those.
and I'm not saying, but I appreciated that he had his, pants on his waist and they weren't sagging off his ass.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
And
But I was like,
it probably was a deeper meaning, like calling the Gil Scott Heron, the revolution will not be televised. But back in the day, I can kind of see that. Nobody
mhm,
really mentioned that, but maybe that's what it was. But
yes.
I don't. I
Well,
ain't like.
no, I mean, but even going, to the Grammys, how check this out. He had on, to me it was just a denim outfit, jeans and a jacket. And apparently he had like Levi and some designer out of Canada design him, it's called like the double-breasted denim tuxedo.
Oh,
And it's like supposed to be like a snub at Drake, because it's from Canada.
oh, I didn't know that.
And the shit is a denim out. It's a denim jacket and some jeans. I don't care that you called it a tuxedo. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not queen fashion, but I know it's my fashion.
I know you do.
Get out my face. That is, you damn near got a denim jumper on.
I didn't see that.
Don't tell me that that's a Canadian tuxedo. I don't care if Levi made it. Get out my face. So anyway, that's what he wore to the Grammys, and then he wore some bootcut jeans to the Super Bowl, and it was entertaining. It wasn't like the best performance as far as being entertained, like Beyonce putting the lights out. That was a show. Like woo, all right,
And I think that
clapping.
was that was the difference, because Beyonce, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Beyonce, but she actually gave a full performance. However, I did want to talk about some of the things that Kendrick, what people are talking
Mm-hmm.
about in terms of like decoding some of this, because as we can see, the whole thing was set up like a PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
controller,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of calls also the Squid Games, which they have in Squid Games Part 2. I'm definitely watching that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's coming
Yep.
out with Samuel L. Jackson,
As a
being,
moderator.
who is always the Uncle Sam. He was the Uncle Sam in Django. So here
Yes.
he is. I like that he was dressed up as the as kind of like
The
the Uncle
black.
Sam, with the red, white, and blue on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to see him. I guess kind of calling to the younger generation. We love Samuel L. Jackson, right? So that was great. But then you think about the character that he was portraying, that Uncle Sam coming out here with the red, white, and blue, and you know knowing that Samuel L. Jackson has played Uncle Tom. What was the character he played in Django? Remember the one that was the one in the house that was always telling?
He was, yeah, he was the house Negro, and he was the one who was telling on everybody, and he was that
Yes.
one. Get him, boss, get him, boss. So
And so, in the
he,
same way, this is what he was the character that he was playing on
hmm
stage here. He was like, telling like Kendrick, like, you
don't be
can't be
too,
too loud.
don't be too ghetto. Yep, give them what they want. Like,
So
that was good.
that was interesting.
I liked it. Uncle Sam. I was like,
Mhm.
we saw
I
it.
I like the nod to the Gil Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" that was
Hmm.
back in the '70s, and just referring to that, telling the audience, the revolution is about to be televised, and
Hmm.
that's exactly what happened. So, if anything, it creates a discourse for people to talk about it and kind of break it down what they saw. That whole thing with mass incarceration with the jails. I don't know
Yes.
if you saw
Yep.
that, right, where they were
Hmm.
like basically performing on a prison yard.
Yes. Hmm. Yep.
Spoke
I caught that.
volumes. Spoke volumes.
I
Um,
caught that.
I heard that Trump was kind of watching it and he like left the Super Bowl early because for whatever reason. I
Mm.
think it has something to do with this, but
Hmm.
that was interesting. That part, especially since America, we've privatized our jail system, and I think we'll talk about that later in the woke. But that
Hmm.
was interesting, the commentary on that, and then did you see how the flag was presented by all black people? And I made sure to look at everybody, like it was all black people representing the American flag. What'd you think about that?
So, I mean, because if you really want to go deep into it, we all know that America was built on the back of black people, and it was free labor. So, I think that was powerful to put that up, and especially if that's the meaning you want to put behind it.
Yeah, that was so. I mean, you see everybody getting together, and then he comes like kind of through the flag, kind of showing that there is a divide, with people. So yeah, so just picking up with Kendrick's performance, and then um, I think everybody was kind of waiting for him to do "They Not Like Us,"
Hmm.
so he
And
kind of teased it. Did you notice that he kind of teased
he
it?
he teased it and mentioned like the whole like I know they waiting for that song, but dudes are into suing right now, so he threw that little jab at Drake.
But he ended up,
And then he threw it was like jabs at Drake. He threw the jab at Drake apparently by having Serena up there, by having SZA up there, like two women. He's protecting the black woman supposedly.
mm,
Um, so
I guess. I mean, I think Serena, that whole thing, like Drake had dissed her husband, and the old time the other guy, and and then yeah, they're both exes. So I thought that was it was interesting. Although I've heard, we know what has happened with Serena's family, and they were, her sister,
her
her older
sister.
sister, they were unalived by Crips. So, the fact that she's on the sidelines in an ex Crip walking was a little,
Hmm.
little different, a little weird.
Yeah, we got that when they pointed that out, I was like, really? Oh no, that didn't really make sense. And I'm sure that wasn't why she was doing it, but I feel like she was just representing, LA, Compton, whatever. But yeah, it didn't match. It didn't match up.
Yeah, so it was, that was a little different. And then what's up with the A minor change? Did you peep that?
That's what they. But I can't see you going that deep in that verse. 'Cause I know that was a verse they wanted out, where you would get it in diamonds, like an A on your necklace, for that to be the meaning. That's like a different level of like, okay, really? That's just me.
I tend to agree. Like, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, no. I don't think it was a jab at. I don't think it was. I don't think it was that.
Yeah. I think that's digging. I think, like maybe he's saying he's on his A game. I don't know. He lost an aunt. Like, I don't want to go that far as it being on his chain. Everything else I kind of, see the decoding. I see the whole, rich against poor with the Squid Games. That was cool. And I'll be honest with you, like, when it comes to symbolism and seeing stuff, like, I just want to be able to catch it. I don't want to think too deep. That's just me. I just want to
Hmm.
be entertained. And even like I know, Beyonce, when she did her performance, she did a whole little Black Panther thing. So like we've been using these podiums, and using our fame as Black folk to really speak out, against some of these disparities and, things that are still happening. So I appreciate it. I appreciate. So when you say like, what's Kendrick going to do next? Like, yeah. So what are you going to do next? That's the thing. Don't give me a whole big cat and mouse game. I don't feel like playing. I don't want to.
Okay, so you weren't down with the trying, the decoding and the
I
revolution
mean,
and
I caught it. I caught a lot of it right away. So eyes is smart, eyes is kind. I caught it, but I was just like, okay. And
honestly,
then
this song we gonna be all right. I wish he had did that song.
now that would have been, but let me tell you. So the husband and I, we were talking about like just basically the performance, and I was just saying like if you take away all this, taking the coding out, and you take away the choreography, the dancers, and just put him on stage by himself, like. If I didn't know the words to his music, and if I was like an 84-year-old, let's say, white man who's like really into just sports, I would have turned the channel. Even
Mm.
if I was like, an older black man and I'm not into hip hop at all, like I probably would just turn the channel. You know what I mean? Like, okay, just being honest. So me knowing the songs coming up, me being in the time, I was with it. But as far as performance, I was like, who are some people that can really rock without having a hype man, without having any of it? And for me, I was like, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas.
Oh gosh.
I was like, I had to go there. I was like Busta Rhymes. I was like Tribe Called Quest, like people who put on shows without having all the hype, and like they really are their own one man show. And I just thought Kendrick wasn't that.
Mm.
Think about it. Like, can you tell me an MC? Because Kendrick, hands down, like he's a rapper, like he's spitting. I give him that. Can you tell me like who can really put on a heck of a show if you take their hype? Take Busta Rhymes' hype man away. What's his little hype man's name?
Spliff Star.
Spliff Star. Him and Spliff, I love them together. But take Spliff off the stage. Busta still has a presence that is like good energy and is up. Jay-Z, you take his orchestra away, he still had Kanye. That sucker mother.
What?
You can take away all of it, and Kanye still has a some
Yeah.
people have that.
Okay, so you're saying that Kendrick Lamar does not have that type of presence.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't see that.
Okay. I'm gonna actually disagree. I think he does.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's what are you going to do with it? Because I think, I mean, look, I like the performance because I like the Easter eggs. I like decoding, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like if it was ever going to happen, it was going to have to happen at the Super Bowl. That's one of the most, capitalistic
Sure.
plays of, the plantation ever that we see him playing out because regardless, all the show, all the entertainment, everybody playing, everybody's black, but all the owners ain't none of them black. We don't have any black sports team owners. I'm talking about black, not POCs, not anything else, but
Damn it.
black NFL team owners. So it's all just like, in actuality, like
It
it's
is
all
modern
just a
day.
show. It's really, it is a show. It's for
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is modern day.
We dance and we play sports and for the entertainment of the others.
Mm-hmm.
They are not like us. So now, Kendrick, now that you have made this platform and you've sent these messages out, now what are you going to do with it? And maybe it's not all on him to do anything. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's on the people that's watching. Like you're saying, well, you would have rather it was a little too much. You would have rather not seen all of that. I feel like I'm glad he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Like it's not now you got people listening. You got Trump leaving the game early and shit because you are striking a chord, A minor. You are
Mm-hmm.
striking that chord. But now what?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the revolution is gonna be televised, it ain't over. Like it's
Yeah.
okay. Now what? So
Yeah.
that's all. And I'm not putting it all on him. I'm saying it
Yeah.
was a great performance, but it would make. I think it makes the average the person think. The person that claims that they're woke or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
now what?
Now what? And I appreciate it, hands down. Perform whatever. Just as a black person, in this day, in this modern day, right? I appreciate it. I like anytime you use your platform to speak out and say something, with some real substance and stand by it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Anytime,
I
anytime.
did.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's little, and he's little. Like, I think he's 5'5". I think that struck that
That
really
struck a chord for you.
yeah, struck an A
Listen,
minor.
those jeans were a 28-30. You know, just cute as they want to be, just as cute as they want to be. Okay, okay. So moving on. Are we still
Yes.
going on with that? Okay, so moving on. So I think we were on a call when this actually happened, but at the Grammys, you had Bianca Censori, who is Kanye West's current wife.
Mm-hmm.
My girl came out here bare in the bucket naked underneath of her coat with a see-through dress, straight naked, at the 67th annual Grammy Awards on the red carpet in LA. And I just was like, is she out of her mind? They're both out of their mind. What you say?
I definitely say so. I mean, do you really? Okay, so my straight unadulterated opinion, like I that whole thing, I don't know where she came from. I don't know how she came into being around him. So anything that Kanye says is not trustworthy. So I really think he's very sick. But that's another thing. So you asked me about her pantyhose that she was wearing.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um, just in it's in terrible taste. Y'all are like the new. I don't know what would you call a couple like that. Between a Kanye and this chick. I don't know anything about her other than, but I didn't see her. I didn't see all her goodies. I've never heard her speak. To be honest with you, I've never heard her say anything, but
Right.
I've seen her with JJ hair. That's crazy. And
Like, just to even be like, this is we're gonna get them good. So you know what? I looked at this whole situation and I was like, first of all, there's something where I know Kanye had a problem with Kim and like exposing my kids. It was something with
right?
her. I forgot what it
About the
was.
way that
So
she was dressing and the way that she
yes,
was
right.
allowing
So
Northwest to
yeah,
dress.
yes. So he had some nerve. And then second of all, when you look at the fact that he has children, so to know that, this woman is going to be around your kids because she would be their stepmother. And for you to find this to be appropriate, y'all are both not right in the head because this is, I don't know, like it's what to say, it's not comfortable to my eyes. Like for a kid, like I'm not saying you're physically molesting them, but like this is a sense of indecent, like you know what I mean? Like it's not decent, it's inappropriate. So that's how I look at both of them. Like y'all are not really wrapped too tight because if I was child services, I'd be like, no, the kids can't come to your house anymore after that. Like you have shown that you have poor judgment. That's what I would say right away. Like, no, kids can't come over anymore. And then third of all, I'm looking at her even doing that. And listen, I'm no hater. You look great. You got a great shape, all that good stuff, right? You don't want to leave nothing for the imagination, clearly. But I also looked at her and said to myself, she has nothing to lose. She got nothing to lose. This is what are you wearing? My nothing to lose outfit. Think about it. She's because nobody's talking about her. Nobody is. We know her as Kanye's wife, and we don't, like you said, we don't know where she came from. So if it's like let's give them something to talk about, then she's like, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. She might as well go over there to Pakistan with what's her
Yeah,
name?
Onija.
Oh, no, yeah, might as well go right on over there with her. Like tell them to get nothing to lose. She has that. That's what you wear when you have nothing to lose, right? That's what I thought. On
Yeah, and I
not to
think
lose.
if we just you know get this down to the very last compound, like he's just sick. Like Kanye is really not well, and I don't know who are the people around him. I don't know what is going on because now he's saying that he's now been diagnosed
Misdiagnosed.
as autistic. That he's not bipolar, which I'm not a doctor, so I'm not trying to diagnose what,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still not seeing why that is an excuse for you to be wilding out magic like you are, Kanye. And it's an embarrassment now. From saying he's a Nazi, he was putting
Mm-hmm.
on X that he's a Nazi, and then he goes, I'll never sell shirts with swastikas, and then I believe he started selling $20 shirt with swastika. Then
Mm.
he was selling,
Mm.
he the sweatshirt that uh what's her name with Diddy? Cassie. So
Mm-hmm.
the sweatshirt that Cassie was wearing when she was uh physically assaulted,
Mm-hmm.
by and beat up in the hallway at
Mm-hmm.
the hotel by Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
That Kanye started selling a remake of that sweatshirt because it has like hands on it. It's something like a hoodie. He started selling
Wow.
it on his website.
Hmm.
On his website. That's crazy. And then, with the swastikas and all this other stuff, I don't, it would be one thing if you knew the exact history behind the swastika symbol, but that's not what it even is. He's clearly saying that, his love for Nazis. This is kind of
Mm-hmm.
wanted everybody to know. So finally, I believe Elon Musk started taking down some of his tweets. I'm not sure if he took down the X platform from Kanye, but the quote was basically saying he's doing it not because I don't believe in free speech, but because he's posting literal porn on the timeline. Given what he has posted, his account is now classified as NSFW, not safe for work. You should not be seeing it anymore. So this was in response to a lot of stuff that he's just been it's been like word salad. A lot of stuff he's been saying on his social media platforms
Hmm.
that you could tell. This is again why I said, we as Black women. I'm going all over the place here, but follow me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As Black women, we love our Black men. We love our Black men. We take care of them. So to me, this situation would not be happening if Bianca was a Black woman.
Ooh, say it loud for the people in the back.
It would not, it wouldn't even be going down like this because
Mm.
he's obviously sick. He's obviously off and on his meds. He obviously needs some serious care, and instead you have this. She's not even arm candy, whatever you want to call her. She's coming to the Grammys with a stocking on and everything out.
Mm-hmm.
This, you see what I'm saying? Like, instead of like, look, I need to surround my man with love and care and consideration and get him out of the public eye.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
let's triage family and friends, people that care about him and care about his needs to come
Mm-hmm.
around. So until that, I'm gonna be like a mother hen, like nobody, no photos,
Mm-hmm.
you get nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's what the thick and thin part about it is. But instead, she's out here with a see-through dress on. You know,
Not even she's naked. I don't even say there's a dress. Like the dress
no,
is
I
like
didn't see the dress. Right?
it's
It
like
was
imagination.
shocking.
It's an imagination dress. Like just imagine. Like no, just she. I don't just say like it was nothing. Like don't whatever designer is trying to take credit for that. Like stop it. That was nothing. That wasn't even considered a lingerie. Leave something to the imagination. It was you were naked and you thought that was a good idea.
No, so I everybody's like, bring back the old Kanye,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
the old Kanye can come back. I
yeah.
think this is a clone. This is something else coming in front of us. This is something else.
It's just sad. Yeah, he has unraveled. Yeah, yeah, that old Kanye is. That's yeah. Hey, I got to give it to him when I got to give it to him. He's come afar. He's come a long way from where he started, honey. But he's gone in a different, you know. I don't know. He's been through the woods, over the hill, to grandmother's house we go. He's
And back again.
yeah. He's on a whole nother level.
Guess who's
Um.
back? Not Kanye.
Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. So yeah, they were like, they got kicked out the Grammys. Everybody was like, before you can even, yeah, I saw it like posted, and before you know it, it was like everything was like kind of taken down and blurred out because they were getting kicked out. Like they weren't going to let them come and sit down
Oh,
at the show.
terrible. So they've
I was
taken down
like,
Kanye's the Yeezy.com store where he was selling the swastika t-shirts and all this. So
okay,
shop
good.
down
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because he was hailing Hitler or whatever
Jeez
that meant.
Louise. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and mm, um, uh,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's like it's before. Remember at one point it was like in Kanye news,
mm-hmm,
wasn't it always like so consistent? He was always doing something, and
yeah.
he said he can't go nowhere without one of his watches. Rolly imposters and drove him crazy. So think about that, Kanye.
Mm.
Oh man. So anyway,
And look, he don't brush his teeth.
you know what? Goodbye. Why you always got a little snippet for dudes who
Well,
have like a little
right?
dirty something? She
Because when
like
I
he
see
stank.
fronts, gold fronts, and all that, I'll be like, you know how meticulous you have to be, and 9 times out of 10, you're not. So, ugh. But
I
anyway,
don't know. I don't know. He probably has somebody brush his teeth for him. Who knows?
I don't think so. Listen, I don't think he's got it together at all in that area. But
I
okay.
don't know. I don't know. But as far as getting it together, I do want to talk on Mayor Kobe, who is in trouble for spending taxpayers' funds for luxury trips and so on and so on.
So who's
He's
Mayor?
the South Fulton, Georgia mayor, and he's known as Mayor Kobe. But let me tell you something. He is in trouble, Hunty, because he's not supposed to spend more than $10,000 a month on the city credit card.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this again: $10,000 a month on a city credit card. $10,000 can go very fast.
Mm-hmm.
We all know this, right? You ever have a credit card and you
Like who bought that stuff? See, somebody stole my card? No.
yes, you got that limit, or you travel with your card. You know your limit. Like, ooh, I mean, I'm gonna eat good, but you know where your limit's at. You know where your limit's at. Well, anyway, he allegedly spent $1,000 on a trip to Paris. Then he brought another staff along with him. And then he spent $9,800 and then withdrew $13,000 travel plans. He went to, I think he went to Morocco. He was all over. Then he bought some nice high-end furniture. And he basically said, when they called him out, he said, in this meeting that they're just demonstrating politically they're posturing at him. And he walked out of this meeting. Girl, wait a minute. And I think it was Helen, is her name Helen Wills? She was, on the board. She told him, like, your black behind was out spending all this money. It was yes, in the city council meeting. That's yeah. Yep. He racked up $26,000, and yeah, they came for him and he had to walk out. Nice looking brother. But she said, yeah, in this meeting, she said, your black behind spent, and he was like, they're just posturing. And he got up and left. And I'm just looking like, you know what? When I do the math, I'm like, the thing is that this is what white men in politics do all the time. And this is just my little opinion over here. This is what they do all the time. Nobody comes to work and says, I love to work. So out of, 365 days in a year, I'm here to work 365 days in a year. No, mofos want to know, where's the golf course? Where's the hose? When is vacation? Like, you want to know the perks, like, hands down. Nobody really wants to work sun up, sun down. So I think a lot of time when it comes to money and politics, men have taken advantage of money and women. That's one thing, from the presidents and on and on. That's one thing they do. And what he didn't understand was that he's a black man.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's kind of like the Obama where, you're going to have to walk that very tight rope because they can do it and you can't. And I'm sorry, but that's really what it is.
And I agree with you. So in his defense, what he said was that he traveled, would sound like 4 different continents in 4 months, but the whole point was to promote South Fulton, Georgia, as a place for international Black business, which I could see.
Beautiful.
I get it.
I like it.
I understand that part. So, but again, they not like us and we not like them, so we have to move different.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
That's the part. Like, even if you had legitimate reasons for going and spending the money and doing how you doing, make sure that everything is above board. Because when what's the name say, your black ass behind over here spending all this money, you need to make sure that you're doing everything above board.
Cross your T's, dot your I's, because had you done it in such a way, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying, had you done it in such a way, it's like, if the president has, called himself out to file for bankruptcy more than twice, then he knows how to play the game. He knows how to and become the president.
Right? That's
he don't want to know why he knows how to play the game, because he's like, because my people invented that shit. That's why. And we did it all for free labor, silly rabbit. So that's why y'all are behind and we're ahead, because we had a great head start. So anyway, not to go all down that hole, but yeah, so this kind of made me chuckle a little bit when I did see, the council meeting.
Your black ass.
She didn't say ass. She said behind.
She should have said that.
Yeah, but that's what she wanted to say.
Black ass.
Yeah, and it was just like, damn it, so, but, he got a little credit card, we all know what it is to get a little bit of money. And it's like, shoot, this all me? Listen, put it like this. Do you remember when you went to college and you got your first
Oh my gosh!
refund?
When I got an
Look
American
at you.
Express
Look
card.
at you starting to flashback. Your eyes started to twitch.
Yep, I got an American Express card when I was 18 years old. My second day at college at Rutgers. They don't know about me. They don't know about me.
Yo, do you remember I called you? I remember I called you from like the accounting office and was like, "I'm getting a refund check," and you were like, "Okay, listen. First of all, we're going to Jamaica. Never mind that. I'm coming to get you. We're gonna put that in the bank account."
Wait, what did I say? Did I really? Was I helpful?
And
I
and
don't
and
know.
you owe me $500 just for the advice I'm charging you. It's like, how the fuck I owe you $500? It's a surcharge on this advice. They not like us, huh? All right, well, when we going to Jamaica? Shit.
Was I
Yeah.
helpful? Oh man, so
No,
long
but
ago.
but I
Oh
started an
man.
account but it was just one of those like I have this amount of money and they were like, don't tell mommy. Straight off the bat. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody how you moving. Like, yo, you know, uh, it was. Did you know you get a little something? What? Oh,
Oh
it was like I have a lot. Money with zeros on the end, and it's kind of a lot. Like I don't. So they're gonna send me this check, and now they're gonna want it back.
oh god. Wait,
Hmm.
me and my roommate. I think, oh god, with that check, I think when I tell you I had so many cozy sweaters from 2021.
Good times.
Me
We
and her
we
mother, we probably bought like 8 koozie sweaters, and we just rotated them amongst ourselves.
yo. Do you? Everybody knows what it is to fuck some money up. Like when you look back, you know what I mean. I'm a wise woman. I'm definitely I ain't no dummy, but I have fucked some money up over my time. Let me tell you something. So when I look at this, Georgia politician, he got himself a little something and was like, his eye started to twitch. He was like, on the first flight to Paris, bitch. He was
Oh,
like, hello? They were like, yes. He was like, I'm on my way. They were like, wrong number. He was like, he's just calling anybody. I'm on my
oh
way.
man, I
Yeah,
know that feeling. Whew,
get
boy.
yourself a little bit of money, like, and it's a little bit of a lot, and
Yeah,
whew,
we all fucked that money up at one time.
first thing you think of is what I'm gonna eat. Yeah. If you so ready to be like my treat.
That is
Oh
so
my god,
true. Oh my god.
my treat. Whoever's rolling, my treat. Oh,
Oh god.
oh, good times,
Man,
good
great
times.
times. Oh my god.
So I'm not getting on this man. You know what I mean? Because
Lord
give
no.
me, listen. How much was they said his budget
It was
was
10,000 a month.
a month. Man, all you had to do, I mean, that's really shit. So you trying to live a lifestyle. He was trying to do too much, but
Yeah.
imagine that, like ain't nobody looking. Just to even have that amongst other money, a little 10,000 is a come up once a month, just
Hmm.
because.
Yeah, he definitely played that wrong. But
And he ain't
okay.
nobody's baby mom neither. So shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
That was good. I'm sure it was a good run.
Whew,
Shit,
child.
Governor McGreevy did it too. He done got a private jet, send his boo out. Come on now, they do it all the
I do
time.
it all the time, yeah. But anyway.
Anyway, but
Mm.
oh God, we're going over.
Yes. So okay,
This is a
so
good
can
time.
we well I do wanna okay, before we Irv Gotti, music
Yes,
mogul, Murder Inc. passed
everybody
away
passed away.
at 54 years old. Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr. Wow. I was just reminiscing with some people when we talked about Murder Inc. Now, Man, can you say there was a time Murder Inc. had had at least where I was at on a chokehold. I mean, the whole tri-state area, at least, and the DMV was in a straight chokehold, and it was really just, I mean, between Ashanti
Ja
um
Rule.
and Ja Rule, it
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, what would I do without my baby? That's all I can remember. Like, there was a time when
Yeah, it was
they
all
moved,
them.
like that was
Mm-hmm.
after the it was, it was a bad boy era, there was a G Unit era,
Mm-hmm.
but that whole Murder Inc. era was a time.
It
So,
was a time. He
gosh.
definitely.
What I'm gonna say about this though is, and not to say anything about, rest well to for him, and saying all good things, positive things for his family. I know his wife, I know his ex-wife. Um, but to take care of your, black men's health, take care of your health.
Mm-hmm.
Stop with this. You don't go see doctors, and not, but taking care of your health. It is the quality of life. Because what good is having all these riches? It said he I don't know if he left 150 million dollars or $300 million to his kids. He left a considerable. This is Irv God. He left a considerable fortune, and it's unfortunate that he's not around to to enjoy it with his family,
Yeah.
with his children, with his descendants. It's crazy. 54. It used to be a time when 54 was like old to me, but like
Oh.
54 is not old, at
Yeah.
all. And there's so much
Mm-hmm.
life to be living at that age.
Yeah.
And this is just so unfortunate.
It is. So rest in peace, and thank you for your contribution to hip hop, because we are still going to be singing those songs for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, um,
Absolutely.
should we go to the woke minute, or we want to
You want
stay?
to stay ratchet?
Mm.
No, go ahead. Get woke. Go ahead. Let's keep talking about how we be fucking money up.
Well, that was the old me. The new me don't do that, but boy, did I.
Oh.
But when I think about it, like, I would do it again. Wouldn't you do it again?
Are you kidding me?
You
No.
no.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Gotcha. Got him. Look, look, I ran out the car with a mink on. I grabbed your arm. Let's go. He's running.
Wait, I had a mink in college.
And
Gucci sunglasses.
it's just
Crazy.
it's just a matter of like it's like surprise money. Like I would get credit cards in college just filling out applications just because I wanted the free Reese's Pieces that came with the application, because I didn't have like like oh man, like I got to re up my money on my damn meal plan. Like hey, come over here, fill out the application for American Express. You can get a free double sized Reese's. I'd be like, how y'all know I wanted a Reese's today? Let me fill this shit on out. I had so many credit cards. Just they were just giving them to me. Who knew it was a setup? Like ignorance is really bliss. So yeah, everything was falling in line real nice. Like who told me to get a cell phone off of a damn meal plan card in the student center? Like just the way that money moved. I was like a little drug dealer. Like what am I doing? Um, it was good times. It was good times. It was good. Yeah. It was good times. But like you said, now the new me, I think it's called adulting.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm worlds
This
away from that way of thinking, but yes, okay.
young and
But good
dumb is
times,
fun.
man. Good
To
times.
be young and dumb was fun. I don't care what nobody say. That was the best. Those are the
Mhm.
best times when people can be like, "Oh, she's young." When you're able to get that little like code of protection of like, "Oh, she's young," enjoy it and
Mhm.
run with it,
Mhm.
because you can't do that stuff when you're older. Because then you'd be like, "Oh, she's too old for that. She's dumb." So
Do
where
you
do you
remember when we used
fall?
to
Hmm?
stop the car and dance at the
Stoplight?
stoplight in New
Yeah,
York
yeah,
when the music was
hmm
real good?
yeah. The
And
red light dance off. Hurry up! It was a good. You got a good 70 seconds to bust a move. You better get out there and give it your best.
ah!
Hey, get back in. All right. Oh God, me and Amani were good at that. It was like tag. Yeah, that was good times.
Good times,
Yeah.
good times. Okay. All right. So moving on to the woke minute.
Okay.
'Cause we got to get here. So
Mm.
between Trump and Elon Musk and Rubio, they are
Mm.
entertaining sending U.S. citizens to El Salvadorian super prison.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this in El Salvador, their president, I think his name is Bukele. Bukele, he's been really tough on crime, putting about 1% of the nation's population in jail because he's been supposedly cleaning up the El Salvador and putting drug lords in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rubio, who is now Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, Senator Marco Rubio, so he goes over to El Salvador. You know, this is Trump sends him whenever he needs to broker a deal with any Spanish speaking country. So he
Mm-hmm.
sends Rubio over there, and basically, Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is talking to Rubio, and they comes up with this plan. He says, you know, you can send your prisoners, your U.S. citizens who have been convicted. You can send them over here, but you got to pay us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they have to be convicted and in exchange for some kind of fee. So this is what Bukele has been saying. He wrote it on X, and he said the fee would be relatively low for the U.S., but significant for us, making our entire prison system sustainable. So Elon Musk and Trump join in, basically saying like this is with Rubio saying this is a good idea, because he doesn't think it would cost, the cost benefit of it would benefit the U.S. So basically, initially this was about deporting illegal citizens back, but now it's about deporting U.S. citizens to a foreign country who have already been in jail. So
Mm.
woo.
Mm.
What do you think about this? Mind you, Bukele
So,
calls himself the world's coolest dictator. He, kind of he's taking on this moniker and he acknowledges that that's what he is. So, what do you think about this?
okay, so just reading more into it, I'm like, okay, this whole plan settle. They say 40% of the prison population they're already repaying their debt to society. So, he almost made it seem like there's so many benefits to using these prisoners. This, they're going to be what are they going to be working on the schools, working on the hospitals? They're going to be growing crops, harvesting. They're going to clean the rivers. So, being able to use this labor and, having these options to help rebuild, they're not accessible to the rapists and the murderers, right? So, depending on your crime, depends on the work you can do to build flowers, so to speak. How many of these Americans are going to be shipped over there for this free labor? That's my question. As
Well,
far as where it's going to benefit the United States.
well, it's
Tuh.
well. I mean, this it's a double edged sword because when you think, well, it's basically meaning they're contracting out the prison system to a foreign country, which in
Yeah.
actuality we contract out the prison system here in the United States, and it costs taxpayers a lot of money. So there could be, just hear me out, but there could be some sort of financial benefit. Now, will this trickle down to the average American who's paying their taxes? It remains to be seen how this would even work. So,
Mm.
there's a lot of things going on with this. Another thing I'm thinking about is, and I've heard people who work in the US prison system, especially the federal system, and they talk about how it's you go to these foreign countries and they don't have civil rights like we have here in America. Like even
Mm-hmm.
we've got the freedom against cruel and unusual punishment. The Eighth Amendment, where you can't you certain things you cannot do even when you're in the jail system. You go to these other countries, they don't have those kind of things. When you talk about human rights violations in
Mm-hmm.
El Salvador,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even pay attention to that like we do. So sending prisoners over there is basically subjecting them to what this man has already else the president of El Salvador has fashioned himself as a dictator. So it's going to subject I can see the complaints piling up with the just the atrociousness of how they run their prison system. We know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to any other country and become a prisoner in anywhere else. Where would you rather be a prisoner at? The United States of America, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Supposedly.
want to go to these other countries. So
Mm-hmm.
already, I'm thinking this is more cruel and unusual punishment because their rules are different.
Well,
And they're not going to treat their prisoners different because they came to the United States because now they're in their territory. So
mm-hmm.
outsourcing this, it's a lot of facets to this. I don't know about this. Not that I'm sitting there. I'm a staunch advocate for our prisoners, but we got to think about this. Who's making the money off of this, and how are they making the money, and
And
how
how are
is this
they?
going to benefit the average American, if in any way?
And if Trump isn't so gung ho about getting Latinos that aren't supposed to be here out of here, like he's like that is like a on his list right now. So to know like, well, in the meantime, we're gonna send some of our people over there and let's
Mm.
work out a deal. Like, and then to know that some of these people that are going to prison, that are not legal citizens being sent back. Wow. And I don't know. This is tricky, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah, this is interesting. So far, Secretary of State Mark Rubio said Tuesday that there are obvious legalities involved because we do have a constitution, duh. Um, but said that it was a very generous offer that El Salvadorian president made. So obviously, the administration will have to make a decision. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. How. Oh, and Bukele has ordered a mega prison be built as
Mm-hmm.
part of his campaign because he was really strong against the gang supposedly,
Yeah.
and now he is uh, moving forward to have these mega prisons built. So if he's trying to make good on his offer, like I said, y'all can send your prisoners here, and we need to have the jails to do it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering like what direction this will go because it's like we're benefiting off of, um, yeah, we're benefiting off of the no gooders. We're gonna benefit off of y'all, and that's old news because we know that happens already. But
Hmm.
it just makes me think. I was watching a documentary some time ago of a prison in Germany,
Hmm.
and they have like a zero, like their no tolerance is no joke. Like they have a zero as far as like escape, like zero. Whereas like the United States, we have like a 47% like once a year, like craziness. Just kind of looking at the statistics, like how their no tolerance is at higher levels.
Hmm.
Um, how I don't know if you've ever seen like prisons where they have cell phones in the United States.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure you've
yeah.
seen like guys are like having like Twitter accounts and stuff like that. Like in Germany, like it would not be had. Like,
Right. Like they
oh,
can be on the internet. I mean, you can somebody in jail. They got an Instagram page. Like they got social media.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
our idea of prisons, I'm assuming, is way
Mm-hmm.
different than you go to some of these other countries who don't
Yes.
have a
Yeah.
constitution, who don't have
Mm-hmm.
cruel and unusual punishment is outlawed, who don't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Who excessive force? What does that mean? They don't know. They don't even
Yeah.
care. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
But who was in
yeah.
Guantanamo Bay? Who they put in Guantanamo Bay? Was it Uday, his brother, Bin Laden's brother,
You talking
initially?
about Saddam Hussein? That was in
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay. No. They weren't
Uh
in
huh.
I don't, were they? I don't.
I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just saw that through Michael Moore's documentary. And guess where they're putting them? They were over there playing ping pong, living nice. The prison was, decent for them to be in
Oh,
prison.
yeah.
Hmm. Anywho,
Mm-mm.
this is
Um.
something.
So yeah. So that's crazy. So this DEI, can we talk about this? Can we get a little bit into this diversity, equity, and inclusion that has
Okay.
um it's being getting rid of. They wrapping it up. They said wrap it up. So companies are increasingly getting rid of DEI. So that was the initiative that probably came to be more so after George Floyd was murdered.
Hmm.
And off of that, a lot of the companies start putting together programs that were um, promoting more diversity, more equity and inclusion in their hiring and their maintaining their employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, this has been a thing. Now we have a new Trump's been in office, and since then, um, Google has eliminated DEI. They're no longer pursuing these efforts in hiring
Mm-hmm.
and in any of their representation
Mm-hmm.
goals. There have been executive orders that have been issued by Trump where many companies are changing their DEI programs. PBS, which is crazy,
Mm-hmm.
they closed their
Mm-hmm.
DEI office announcing and they announced that their diversity officers were leaving in response to Trump's executive orders. Target,
Mm-hmm.
which if you remember in the beginning of this was very outspoken with DEI and all kind of inclusion and blah blah blah, it changes too because it was losing a lot of money anyway doing that. So yeah, so there is definitely a tide that is turning. What do you think about this? First of all.
Well, first of all, I was like, okay, between all these acronyms, I was like, you got ICE, excuse me, DEI, what's going on? So okay, it's the diversity. When I heard of Target, and because I love Target,
Mhm.
I was so disappointed because I know that they support Black owned vendors. And it's always like a pleasure to be in Target and to feel like, wow, like I feel a sense of a balance, to be honest with you, as somebody who, shoot, this is where I spend my money. So it's always nice to know, like if I'm looking for Black products, if I need something, for Black History Month, a T-shirt, if I need to get even just I don't know, lotion. It's just nice to know that it's in this store. So for them to step down and be like, oh well, we don't really want to be involved with that anymore by choice. I feel like that was by choice. You could have kicked back and be like, don't tell us where to put our money, but you didn't.
Mhm.
That was disappointing. Walmart, that was disappointing. McDonald's, like I'm not even saying I'm have to be at McDonald's. I'm just saying like all of these places where, we do put our money, that's very disappointing and it's disheartening. And it's like, wow. Um, So I appreciate that some of these companies even took the step to recognize that they needed to have, some type of racial equality. Like, because to me, you're holding yourself accountable, and you are almost admitting that, you know what, we haven't been sharing the pie. You're right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I appreciate when don't try to make us like, oh come on, racism doesn't exist anymore. Oh come on, like oh come on. I appreciate when you just kind of admit, like, you know what, we're gonna share some of the pie. But it sounds as though you have admitted it, and then you're like, but we just decided we're just going to take our pie back, and we really don't care about your dollars. We're not really pressed for it.
So I have a very, I guess I have a very uh different way of looking at DEI. I don't know if it's different. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's complex. I would say
Enlighten us.
that way.
Okay.
Because on the one hand, you know, having a program that is okay. So let me just go back. I think in theory,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been great
Yeah.
if the ideologies with people actually, doing it because they honestly believed in some tenets. That would have been one. And then two,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the fact that DEI became synonymous not only with black women, white women, but the LGBTQ I whatever all the alphabets. So it was kind of like all rolled up into one. People of color, blah blah blah. Everybody is rolled up into this DEI. So
Gotcha.
so now you water down. If I'm coming in as a black woman in corporate America, and my goal is to make sure that there's representation of me in these spaces,
Mm-hmm.
how can I do that if the concept DEI is going to roll us all into one jambalaya? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we all in one. So my cause, so to speak, has been watered down because and I'm not just talking about DEI for black women in these spaces. I'm talking about DEI for trans people, for lesbians, for gays, for for white women, women of color, people, all these other groups that are now I'm now taking on the cause for all of them. I just
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that part because I think in theory, well, in practice, that is exactly what happened. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing I didn't like that. I always say this, when we have these debates about hiring more people of more black people, hiring, doing all this hiring. For me, if I'm getting on a Spirit airline, which I have no problem, I love Spirit, we know
Mm-hmm.
this, right? I am more concerned that the pilot knows how to fly that plane as opposed to is the pilot black.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be most important to me. I want to know, is the person qualified in those spaces? And this is why, for on the one hand, you do need, sometimes you do need these programs, because a lot of times white people have this dissonance. They don't believe that black people can function and actually excel in these spaces. That's why a lot of times we're 10 times better just to be, on a almost even playing field with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
got to do that. That's the mindset we've got to have. We've got to be 10, 20 times better just to be average, or a little below average.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to have these. Sometimes it is important to have these programs, because sometimes it becomes, hey, these white people need to see what we can do. We don't have these opportunities, so you don't know what we can do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a part of it. However, like I said, having, and now Target is a perfect example, because they didn't have to end their DEI. They did not.
Mm-mm.
They did not
Mm-mm.
have to, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they did on their own accord. Why? Because
Mm-mm.
it's tied to their bottom line, their money. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not cool to be LGBTQ and putting all that stuff on your t-shirts and selling all this stuff now. Now it's not cool. Now it's gonna be a bottom line. So they're like, you know what? We don't want to. They shifted up real quick. Well, we don't. We're reevaluating. We're gonna do it. So what does that mean? That means it wasn't real anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're not doing it for the love. You're not doing it because you really believe that, you know you have the power, and these institutions need to change on a real dynamic level.
Mm-hmm.
You just did it because it was the cool thing to do at the time,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
everybody else was doing it. So, this is what it's showing you. They're not like us. They're not. This wasn't real. It wasn't a real thing.
Mm-mm.
You know.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that
Mm-hmm.
DI is going, or is gone away. Um, because I still feel like it should be about merit. It should be about the individual person. So, if you need a program to get somebody to think a certain way, that's a problem in and of itself. I don't want to be a part of that. You need a DEI program to get somebody to say, hey, um, maybe we should include this group of
Mm-hmm.
people. It's very
Mm-hmm.
surface level, very.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you make some really good points. You really, yes, you shed some great light on that as well, especially, touching on the fact that as a black woman, now you feel like you're grouped and taking on the fight with everybody else, when it's like, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. It just makes me think of when Dave Chappelle said, I never said anything about the trans people. All I'm saying is, as a black man, I see your fight and I'm a little jealous. You guys are really getting shit done.
Mm.
Like, as a black man, and of course, this was on the heels of George Floyd. So that's where it's like, we've wrapped up racism and we put, sexism and everything else all in there. And it's like, hold on a minute. We haven't even, like,
Hmm.
face the race part. Like, let's face that part first.
Everybody's movement, the Me Too's, the
Yeah.
we're queer, we're here, and all of this, like
Mm-hmm.
all of that is
Mm-hmm.
wrapped into one with the DEI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and like I said, it almost was people stepping up and admitting that, we know we've been wrong for many years. We know we haven't been including others. We know we haven't been giving people the fair chance, and we're admitting it. That's how I looked at it. But like you said, when you really look at it, you're not coming from the heart. You're not real. You were just doing it because everybody else was doing it. You know what I'm saying? You want to get back to the good old days of, you inherited it from your dad and we want to keep it that way. Kind of like, you have some neighborhoods that remain white. That's on purpose.
You're like,
Hello. Let me tell you something. Now I'm still in Jersey. I go through Bergen County, some areas, and it's just like so painstakingly white. And I can go to the restaurant and be like, "Why are they staring at me like they've never seen a black person?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I am in Ridgewood. I'm in Paramus. I'm in," and
mm-hmm.
just some neighborhoods, and because they have a black neighbor, it's like, wow. And I just have to think like, here we are in 25, and they're still this way, but it's on purpose. The
Yeah,
neighborhoods have
I was
remained white on purpose.
I was in Connecticut some weeks ago, and we talked about this. I was saying the same thing, where it's like, they have their spaces. So instantly, when you come up with your brown face,
Mhm.
it's like, what are you doing here? Like,
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
I'm like, well, you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. But that's still a thing. So imagine if you see that socially. Come on.
Mm. And but it messes me up because then I go to Harlem and it's a white girl saying to me like, "This is my home."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm like, back in the day, I remember a white girl would be there to score some drugs, or
And
she
get her
was,
ass across the bridge.
yeah, she was trying to hurry up and get the hell out. Like, it was no comfort there. Like, you get it.
Yeah, yeah. So, whew, yeah. So I like I said, I have a little bit of a complicated look on DEI.
Hmm.
I think I think if you really want to make some change, people really want to make some change. Like, there are ways to do it without putting a program in somebody's face and saying this is how you're gonna do it. I didn't like it and like I said, I want to get on the plane that I know the pilot is experienced and has all his training and all his and honestly, I don't. If he's black, that's even better. But
Yes.
he ain't gotta be
He
black.
don't have to be. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't feel that way either. Yeah, and that's where, um, but see what you're saying is such a black person way of living in this world. We learn how to judge people through their character because we had to.
Right.
That's all we know how to do. You know what I mean? Like, we've been given no choice. We don't have that hate that, our grandfather's grandfather has passed down to us. We don't really have that in our heart. Like you said, I just want to get there safely. Can you fly? Shit. All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the part. So, all right. Well, moving on. I think we are in the weekend Z.
All right, so give it. So take your pick because I think this is good.
Okay, so you got something on Chad?
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead. I'm listening.
All right, so this is perfect too. This
I'm chuckling. I'm ready.
I don't know why he did it. So Chad
Mhm.
Ochocinco says that after a penis enhancement, he grew from 3 inches to 11 inches. So former NFL star Chad Ochocinco was on on Stephen A. Smith's podcast. This shit was so funny too. I don't know if you
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
he openly admitted that he underwent a penile enhancement surgery, claiming that it took him from 3 to 11. So according to Chad, he said he's been very, self-conscious about his size and he struggled with embarrassment for years. Can you imagine like being in the locker room? Like, man, I don't know with that baby pee. So he said after years of frustration, are you laughing?
No.
He decided to take matters in his own hands, literally, and undergo the controversial procedure. So, in quote, he says, I was embarrassed, man. It wasn't right. I couldn't perform like I wanted to, so I did something about it. So he was confessing this to Stephen A. Stephen A. was like, this gonna be on TV, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a. He was like, he's like, it's like he's coming out the closet. Like, yes, I
Yeah, like
know.
what? Like people gonna hear this, right?
I
So
need to talk about it.
yeah, so Ocho Cinco, he's his former Cincinnati Bengals. He said, he don't have no regrets. He said women do it all the time. Why can't men? So, he kind of said it was like having cosmetic surgery, which it was, and it was, you know, it was his decision. And he says, this he was being honest about it. He said so people can talk about it. So, especially athletes and high profile men. So Shatara.
Listen, I'm like, what better way? I know we always, read a little, advice that, somebody may be asking for. But for this segment to be called Weekend D Report, the Weekend Dick Report. Sorry, look, we're not at Island TV. I can say it. Weekend Dick Report, because y'all know I'll be fucking up.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was perfect. I was like, what are we doing? We're talking about dick. I was like, perfect.
Sure.
So I thought, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute, let me just double check he's being for real. Because I thought at one point he was being silly.
I thought so
And
too. I thought it was a joke.
yeah, but for him to like admit that, because he said something like, the girl had said go deeper. He's like, I had no more pee pee to put in. He called it
I ended
wee
up
wee or pee pee or something. Like I had no more pee pee. I had no more pee pee. I was like, why did a grown man say that? Number one. That's when I was like, he's being silly. He had no more to put in. She's like, go deeper. He was like, I ain't got no more to put in. So that's like having money. I appreciate that he did right with his money, because he got his teeth done. Clearly, those are some chompers. He's eating apples, baby. The chomp the
Yeah,
chompers are done,
I like his.
right?
I do like his. I like
He
his.
he he got a fresh stack, right? He got the teeth, and now he got the D, and he went from 3 to 11 like shit. So he didn't waste no money. So I'm not mad about it. I mean, I would rather you tell me after the fact. Like, don't tell me before, because I'm gonna be like a little kid, like, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. But tell me after, you know what I'm saying, the fun is over. Then I'd be like, damn, Zeddy.
You
Money
know
well
what? I'm
spent.
gonna give it
Money well
to
spent.
what's his name? Was he ever married to her? He was married to her.
Lazada.
Yes, because she ain't never say anything about this. I'm sure she could have said a lot of stuff, but I don't recall her ever mentioning this part. So shout out to Evelyn Lozada, because those are the type of secrets you keep. And as for any woman that gets behind this, like I don't know, I don't know what to. I mean, what it okay? So is there really a difference between getting a penis enlargement and getting your breasts enhanced? Maybe.
Yes, yes,
Yes, it is. Okay.
yes. Hold on, let me stop, because you're not inserting no breast in nowhere.
Well, I mean, depending on how you do it.
Oh
Okay. No,
Jesus.
you're right. You're
I'm just saying.
you're right. But
I mean, yeah.
I mean, okay, because
You get what I mean?
3 inches, like that's you didn't. That's you got to do something about that, sir. Or your tongue game got to be out of this world. You got to send somebody to Mars with
Look,
that tongue.
you sound like you've had experience in both. Stubby Wubby come along,
I
you be
mean,
like, listen, something got to give.
we got to do something about this. I don't know. You got to do something about this, because
Because,
I got to do something else.
listen, I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. So, ladies, you ever seen a Stubby Wubby? You'd be like, hold up. But that'd be the one where his tongue game is
That's why I said his tongue game got to be.
he make up for it. He make up for it.
It's got to be a Grammy winner.
Where
Okay.
you been at? Where you been at? You know what?
Nowhere near you, sir.
That's terrible. So he said he had to do something about it. So I commend him for being like, yo, like I wanted everything to match, and I wanted to get together. So, but that's money. But imagine if he didn't have the money to do that. Imagine the fellas out there that don't have it. So, and I can't compare this to getting a butt, your butt done or your breast done. It's nothing comparable. This is about being able to feel confident and satisfy a woman as well. I don't think we are, like it's like us having vagina. What is it? What do they call that?
Vagina rejuvenation.
Yes. Okay, that would be a little bit more equivalent. Vagina rejuvenation.
Yeah,
To
but that's all that is just shrinking it and making it, more robust. This is totally different. Like he put
this,
a piece of plastic or
he
something.
put some stuff in there, but what was I gonna say? Okay, so for people who don't know, 6 inches, right?
Hmm.
12 inches, 1 foot, right? Okay. So if you think about the $5 foot long sandwich, right? That's 12 inches. Okay, boom. His is 11. So just think about the $5 foot long. Just think about that. Just a little bit smaller by an inch. Do the math. That's what he's rocking right now compared to when they cut the sandwich in half.
Or a little more than half, like
Right. Just a
little
little
less.
bit. Because that's the sandwich I get from Jersey Mike's. I get half. Can I get half? and that'd be just a little, just right. That's just enough.
Now, he didn't talk about girth, because girth does play a part in this. Like, well, how, if you could have, I'm not saying it, but you could have 3 inches, but be the circumference of a mason jar.
Wait, listen. You ever see a blow up doll?
Yeah.
She lets you know that girth matters. You see her mouth. The fuck? You be like, bitch, look, whose dick you sucking? You see, she old. Her mouth wide as a mason jar. I'd be like, golly. So yeah, you're right. Girth does matter.
So he didn't mention that. I don't, so that kind of plays a part. But assuming if he was little, little John Silver, then
No. What if he was three?
I just wouldn't have. Look, I would not have told nobody, and I think he would be well in his mind to just keep that to yourself
Keep it
and
to
just be
yourself.
like, surprise, surprise, just surprise her.
He didn't have to tell. He didn't have to tell
nobody all of that.
But
Or
yeah,
he just be joking all of us, because I do remember K Michelle, like back in the day, she was like, going through all the men, and she was like, he was real well endowed. Like single, I don't think she had sex with him because he was really big.
Oh wow.
And this was like back in like 10 years ago. So I don't know if he's being funny and just trying to, commiserate with the actual little dudes or what.
Because Shannon has admitted on his show that like he takes a blue pill.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, yeah, man, I can't, so like I said, like sometimes they'll admit some of these things and sometimes they're just being silly. I don't know. But we've just talked about D for the past 7 minutes, and we can keep going.
I know I want a real one though. Like I wouldn't. I don't know if I would do this. I don't know if he got to pump it up or it's just
he has a remote control.
Right? Shit like a blow up doll. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. Yeah, like and this is where, because you hear some men and they're like, it's nice to look at, but they don't like the fake booty and the fake chests and all the fake titties and all of that.
Dudes be so full of shit.
It could be, but I would say I don't know if I want the enhanced penis.
But I feel like that's why I said, tell me after.
Oh, so I could tell the difference. Like,
yeah, like tell me later. Like, oh, guess what? Like while I'm smoking my cigarette. Like, oh, what?
And you rarely, I mean, do black men have tiny dicks? Is that a thing? No.
Look, I don't smoke no cigarettes.
Wait, but I would say, black men, black men don't have tiny dicks. That's
the stereotype is no, they don't.
So
they're all mandingos, and imagine when they're not. Imagine how they're like, oh my god, like I don't live up to the stereotype.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a hefty one.
Yeah, like can you imagine like just the rumors? Because think about it, whenever a dude is well endowed, that rumor gets out.
Somehow, some way.
You know what I'm saying? There's no Christopher Columbus. You didn't discover that shit, bitch. Somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever, you ever be, and you be like, yo, somebody else knows about this? Like, oh shit. Like now I understand this fucking baby mom be calling all the time. I get it, this heifer. Like you know what I mean? Like, yo, and just even just in general, when everything is together, he got it all, you be like, somebody else knows about this.
Mm-hmm.
Same way men be looking at us. Same way men be looking at us like, where'd you learn that? You know what I mean? Where'd you learn how to do that? What you gonna say? I'm not new to this? Like, I just do this with you.
I'm not new to this. Now I'm to this.
Tell them what they want to hear. But I'm just saying, in that case, word does get out. Word does get out. So, and just like you said, Tory Hart has talked about Kevin Hart being well endowed. Like you said, K Michelle talked about him. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can go on and on about how women have shared that amongst other women. Shit, we share dick pics, fellas. We share dick pics.
Mm-hmm.
We telling.
Yep.
We don't keep that to ourselves. We share with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna hear this like, girl.
Listen, I'm here for it too. I am your friend to the end.
Mm-hmm. You're like, mm-hmm.
I'm never one to be like, don't show me that. I feel like, let me say. You always got that proof. Don't show me that.
Yep. You'll like,
well, show me then.
like, wow.
Do you remember Chris Brown had a picture of
Oh
his?
my God.
You remember that was my computer saver?
I know you sent it to all of us.
No, it was on my screen. It was on my it was on my computer. It was my screensaver. And then I put it in my phone and told people, "You want to see my baby?"
Oh God.
I was so disrespectful. But he put the picture out for, he wanted to
He
share
sure
it. So
did. He took that light skin to a whole nother level because that was light skin and what? And well endowed? Wow. Wow.
yo, he had Rihanna like, I was good on my own. That's the way it was. Shit. You said chip off that shit. I was kicking to you. But baby, don't get it twisted. She was singing a whole nother song, baby. Whoa, shine bright like a diamond. Woo, boy. He had it. Yeah, we know. I know.
Oh man. Oh God.
All
Okay.
right.
Well,
Well,
that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
yeah.
Okay,
All right.
Ocho. Well, if you left 11, now you knocking some backsides. You knocking it out the park now. Because
Ocho is
you
8 in
know
Spanish.
that's hitting the back walls. They ain't nowhere else to go after that.
But yeah, like, come on now. I'm not trying to go to GYN fucking with you.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
You wait, did you?
like the little girl from Mommy Dearest with the powder on her face. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You done put my kidneys up towards my rectum, girl.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Right.
Sometimes you just don't need it,
It's true indeed.
Anyway.
Sometimes you don't need all of that. But it's
Sometimes.
sure nice to look at too.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, let me stop. Let me stop right now because I'll talk myself into some trouble and I don't want to do that.
Amen. All right.
So,
moving on.
All right, we've been here, and if you guys are still sticking with us, I appreciate you. Thank you all. Because we're moving on. So this is my jam.
Okay.
And so me and the husband, we connect over music. The same way me and you connect over music. And that is one thing where I just be looking at him like, could you see yourself messing with a bunny? You know what I'm saying? Like the way we like rock out with hip hop. Like, could it even? Like, no, real talk. Like that's. So the other day, EPMD Rampage featuring LL Cool J was on, and we both we stopped talking for like 5 minutes. Matter of fact, I think we may have been arguing about something and just turned the music up, looked at each other, started bopping our heads like, slow down, baby.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. So this is off of the EPMD album, Business as Usual, released in 1990. The song features LL Cool J. And this is from the, EPMD group known as Eric Sermon and Parrish. And they're from, I want to say, Islip, New York, Brentwood, New York. And, they are artists off of the Def Jam label. And they've been rocking hip hop for who knows how long. But when anybody ever wants to talk about LL Cool J, like having features, I think this was by far one of the hottest ones. And this, face down on the pavement, this right here. So yeah, Slow Down Baby. That's all I got.
So I just want to say first of all, did you say that this song came out in 1990? Crazy. Or did you skip that over?
No, released in 1990. I said it.
Oh my gosh. Can we just have a moment for that? Because that.
You know how old I was? Why do I know the words of this?
Because you know how old I was, but yes.
I'm like, why do I know the words of this song? Like, why was it?
So, there was that was LL on this track, but LL and EPMD had like that little beef because of something. I think it was maybe Parrish had a line and he was saying something about like the Bozak, King of the Bozak, King of the Ballsack, which I think I've seen an interview where Parrish was like, I wasn't talking about LL, but LL took some, even though they were on the same label, there was like a little beef between them.
Mm-hmm.
But this again was a time where music was, man, I just remember watching this video. It was on what was the show that used to come on at 3:00? Video Music Box.
Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniels. Hello.
It was Slow Down Baby. Like this, because I can't say enough. Like, I'm always going to be a fan of EPMD. Eric and Parrish making dollars, of course. And LL still doing what he needs to do even today. I appreciate LL for still being out here, still doing that. So
I love it.
Man, Slow Down Baby.
And did you know who was dancing in this video? Jennifer Lopez.
Was it?
Jennifer Lopez is dancing in this video.
It was Jennifer, wasn't it?
So I'm going to give her credit because this was before she was a fly girl. So she's been like, you just got to give people credit for not being where they started. Like, shit, girl, you've been doing it. You have been. You've come so far.
I started watching old In Living Color.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
so funny.
I can sit here and watch In Living Color all night. But you see her, fly girl.
Listen, look at her. Look at her now. So talk about destiny. Good for her. But yeah, okay. So that's my jam.
I didn't know that. I didn't remember that she was in the video.
Yeah, that's my jam. Slow Down Baby.
All right. Well, guess where we're at.
Oh, man.
That's where we at.
Are we at the rest stop?
No, we like on Niger. We out in Pakistan, okay?
Give me my land.
$1,000 so we can buy a property in Dubai.
Real estate. Give me my land.
Oh man, I love us. All right, y'all. We have come to the end, but you can subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, pretty much wherever you listen to your podcast or get your podcast, you can listen to us. Watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show. Download the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod and Shatara. What else we need to let everyone know?
Have a question for the Weekend D Report. You want to advertise with us? You know what you do? Email That's What I'm Saying podcast at Gmail or DM us on Instagram at TwizPod. If you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows as well as our podcasts and TV events, guess what you can do? Check out my website at shatarakcurry.com. As always, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for sticking with us in the 2025. Stay healthy, stay well.
Peace y'all.